Dude, I didn't play Halo 1.
You ever play the campaign?
Yeah, like a long time ago.
Hey, Captain Keys.
Captain Jacob Keys. Captain Keys, bro.
Dude, I was 1 year old when that game came out.
Bro,
right?
I know you played it before.
That's it.
Okay.
That's all we got.
Did pretty good.
Wow.
I did okay. I feel bad for you.
That's
You
all
get
good.
roasted by the chat.
It's all good.
It's okay.
But
Yeah.
The HCS is presented by Astro Gaming and AMD.
Hello Halo fans, welcome here for the final time to the greatest region in the universe. It is ANZ HCS Super Grand Final times here. It has been 3 full days of competition where we had 10 teams dwindled all the way down to 2. It would be no surprise to anybody else having these 2 titans of our region going head-to-head in a full best of 7 to determine who is going to be going to the HCS Kansas Major and taking home 20,000 American dollars here. It has been a long weekend, and I'm so excited to be able to bring you guys the final action here tonight. I've got 2 brand new lads on the desk this time around, SSJ4 Bluey. Lads, that final series was a bit of a, I don't want to say spanking, it was a bit of a tight one, but 3-0 for Divine Minds.
Very tight, wasn't it? And, you know, it was 3-0 in favour of Divine Mind, and Immunity, they've been clutching up the entire weekend, and Divine Mind may be fumbling a little bit this weekend, but no, they held on and were able to close out those games, boys.
Yeah, there were definitely some tight moments, but overall, you know, obviously Divine Mind come out on top. They are the more dominant team in this region, and I don't really think to anyone's surprise, especially after that first game, I think a lot of us could really notice that there were a lot of cracks that Team Immunity were showing, and whether or not that's just a team diff or the fact that yesterday Team Immunity had to play so much Halo at such a high level for so long. You know, sometimes you just don't have enough gas left in the tank to come into a day 2 and do the same thing all over again.
I mean, the way that they performed across this weekend has been amazing to watch once again, and I'm excited to see what they can do in the future as well. But ladies and gentlemen, before we jump into the grand final, we've got something special to show you guys here on the desk. It is time for the AMD power play across the entirety of the ANZ HCS Super. So all the action that you guys have been seeing, we've dwindled it down to one final play. Can anybody have a guess here? You guys haven't heard the confirmation in your ears. Do you guys know what's going on? What play?
If I could have tack, I would probably say, if anything, it's the kill tack, because I think that was one of the first ones that we've seen.
that was pretty dirty.
The kill tack was dope.
We've seen a lot of naughty things happen this weekend, but you know what? I think the kill tack does take it.
You guys are both sitting here for the kill tag. We hear a square yell from the other side of the room, but ladies and gentlemen, it is in fact the repulsor grapple play coming in from Mr. Square. This time around, it was a dirty play. Look at Bald. Cool guys don't look at explosions. Or wait, what is this?
Here he comes!
And then he gets the smack in the face. And the best part about this play as well is Square goes, oh, the repulsor's
around.
nice and dirty.
Picks up a repulsor
See you
himself.
later. And they get the freebie. So, I mean, Justin, this play was absolutely gnarly coming in from Square.
It was very calculated, right? All the numbers going through his head like he was counting cards. And that just coming
he
through.
grappled onto him as well. I thought it was just on the ledge or
How
something.
hard do your cheeks clench when you see that coming towards you, I'd say, Bluey, and then just sends him off the map.
Yeah, exactly. Just that equipment to equipment sort of like transaction, immediately being able to secure 2 cool plays with it. Like, man, that's what you love to see, especially in Infinite.
I mean, it's been pretty exciting for us to see what these players have been able to do with the brand new equipment here in Halo Infinite, and the fact that we're able to see such sick stuff across the entirety of the weekend. It was very, very hard for us to dwindle it down to one power play here, and the fact that Square was able to get it out there really goes to show that those guys had something to show for this entire ANZ HCS Super. So thank you to our friends at AMD for the power play here, and I'm excited to see what we get for our final series of tonight, lads, because it's grand final time, baby. It is time for us to start talking about this matchup. The Chiefs and Divine Mind going head-to-head in a full best of 7, Justin. 110 maps is what they've won so far, the Chiefs. Can they make it 117?
They certainly can. But the great thing about...
That's not the numbers, by the way.
Yeah, 117. Thank you, Inman.
Smart. 114.
Petty Chief Officer over here. But honestly, with the best of 7, it does give Divine Mind a chance to acclimatise to the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to come super hot out of the gate. And if Divine Mind can bounce back, they might be able to give them a run for their money. And, you know, the boys did really well against Immunity. But Chiefs, they're at the top of their game currently. It's hard to say whether or not Divine Mind has it in them yet.
Yeah, a problem though I do want to point out is when we were looking at that that Immunity series that just happened, Divine Mind kind of fumbled a little bit in that last game and gave Immunity way too much space. And if they actually managed to do that here against the Chiefs, then the Chiefs are just going to pick them apart. Divine Mind won't be anything.
I think the big caveat for us to look at this series as well as Divine Mind, they have a very long road to try and take down the Chiefs here. It is one best of 7 that they have to win. Then they have to win another one. It is a full bracket reset they're going to have to go through for them to be able to get the title here in ANZ. And it is going to be a long road. Whole lot of Halo for them to play. And I mean, on the other side of things, the fact that the Chiefs has been completely untouched for the entirety of this Super, it is just going to be a question of how close can Divine Mind make this series look and whether or not they can take them down in a full best of 7. Because as you get deeper into these best ofs, that's when the better team will always prevail.
It's a tall ask, isn't it? It's a really big mountain for Divine Mind to climb. And Chiefs, they've been so consistent. And, you know, even if they're, you know, calm, cool, and collected, we are going into the grand final when the big money is on the line. Doesn't matter how you're good. Sometimes the nerves can get to you a little bit. And, you know, champions have fallen before, right at the finish line. And, you know, I think Divine Mind, they need to capitalize on that. They need to try and get in the heads of the Chiefs guys. Because if the Chiefs do what they've done the entire time Halo Infinite has been out, then they're going to take this one away. Divine Mind, they need to get into their heads. They need to get them to stumble right there as the finish line.
But I think that's a kind of tall ask, right? Because we've seen how cool these Chiefs guys have been. Even when they did lose a series to Divine Mind in one of our Pro Series, they came back, they 3-0'd and 3-0'd again in a bracket reset in the grand final. So I think at this point, it is going to be a very, very hard ask for the Divine Mind to be able to take a series against the Chiefs. But let's have a look at our grand final maps that we've got here for the final time, potentially in ANZ. It's
That's
a big
lot of
old
maps.
chunky graphic that we've got here, but we're going to be starting it out on Stronghold's live fire, Bluey, and I'm excited to see how this works out because CTF Bazaar is map number 3 and the Chiefs have shown us already that they can really dominate teams on that map.
Well, you say that, but even on the first map, I think this is also a Chiefs dominant map and objective game type. Stronghold's live fire is something that everyone loves watching the Chiefs just rain hell on because that's exactly what they do. Another thing I want to point out is there are potentially 3 Slayers to play here. 3 Slayers is a lot to have to wade through. That is mud. That is thick mud that you have to put yourself through time and time again. man, I don't think Divine Mind have the kind of mental to keep up with the pace that the Chiefs would be able to set in 3 Slayers.
Yeah, it's going to be a slog through that mud pit, that's for sure. And Chiefs, they've just looked so good. And you try and be objective about these things, right? But I mean, oh my God, Barcode and Pips and Madzy and Slays, they're just playing out of their minds. And you look at the stat line that Barcode has, it's like he's playing matchmaking. I mean, if he has a bad game, that might be the only way that Divine Mind will be able to take any games off them.
I guess that's kind of the next question then for you, Bluey, is kind of what avenues are we looking here for Divine Mind to try and get the dub here against Chiefs? Are they looking to try and rely on one player? Are they looking to try and have something where they maybe put a lot of emphasis on Barcode?
They can't rely on one player, though. That's the thing. You have to work as a very well-maintained, coordinated four and able to take down the Chiefs. I don't think Divine Mind in their roster have a star player as powerful as Barcode to sort of match him. So from then that point on, it just takes like we have to focus up as a 4. Yeah, exactly as you said, shut him down and then work from there. I think that might be one of their first priorities right now, because if Barcode starts snowballing, then it's kind of donezo.
I think it's pretty dirty, the fact that we've seen this guy be able to just make highlight clips of some of the best players we have here in ANZ, and it's just crazy that going into a grand final right now, a lot of people are just looking towards what Divine Mind can do, and it's all about, I think the storyline that a lot of people have been saying, and even the Chiefs have been saying to us, is they're not going to get beaten. They usually just lose to themselves.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that, right? I mean, the stats and their record speaks for itself, and the big money is on the line, and that ticket to the next major over in the States is up for grabs as well. And we know that they want it. They're already kind of making some plans and what they're going to do around it. In their minds, they've already won. And maybe that means that they underestimate Divine Mind just a little bit.
I mean, like, looking at their stat lines, I think they've kind of earned it, right? Like, the fact that you look at what Barcode can do to these guys, you look at the win rate that these guys have had, I think going into every single series, you've got to be like, this is going to be a walk in the park for all of us. And I just really hope that we get an extremely competitive grand finals here and that we get to see a whole lot more out of these guys, because I want to see what the Chiefs look like when their backs are against the wall. I want to see what these guys look like when they're getting pushed to their fullest potential, because that's when we start to get the rest of the region leveled up.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's where every other team sort of like, it's like a trickle-down effect, right? If they can be pushed to that brink, then every other team is going to be able to see that, look at the games that are happening right now and be able to realize, okay, where are the problems that the Chiefs are having and how can we take advantage of that when we go up against them? That's a really powerful thing for our region and the rest of the teams to have. So hopefully if Divine Mind can bring that to the forefront, I think they can pat themselves on the back for just doing that.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a big tale for us to tell here in this best of 7. And I mean, the fact that we haven't even seen a best of 7 from any of these teams before is going to be a big test for us to see their kind of match fitness, right? Because it's a whole lot of Halo to be able to play, especially if we go all the way towards 7 and then go into a bracket reset. It is going to be a whole big day for these guys to play out. But ladies and gentlemen, there's been enough talk here on the couch, as it is time for us to jump into our grand final, and final time for us to jump to our casters as well. This time around, we've got Maniac and Hoots for our grand final.
Thank you very much, Luke. After that elimination final, you might need a change of underwear. Only a change of shirt for you, though, Hoots. What a fine-looking shirt as well. Where have I seen that logo
Yeah,
before?
so I figured it's been so long since we've casted together. We've never had an opportunity to cast for a tournament that's ever had anywhere near as this much amount of money that we're giving away as we are now. As we said before, it was typically around $800 for the entire prize pool. So I figured a bit of a throwback to the old ACL days just to remember where we came from.
Good, man. I appreciate that. I can't forget where we came from. The first time Hoots and I cast together was 12 years ago. We're old.
I know.
I tell you what, this game is just nuts. It brings everyone together, old and new. Speaking of new faces, Chiefs are full of them. They're up against Divine Mind here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the grand final here of the HCS ANZ Super. $50,000 up for grabs. The winner of this series will also punch their ticket to the Kansas Major coming up very, very soon. And what a surprise, Hooch. You've got Barcode with the montage maker straight off the break.
And I love playing the objective at the start as well. We have seen him so many times on this map just run complete amok everywhere. Misses that snipe, just by a few inches, and we heard the boys to our left groaning in disappointment, but I'm sure he's going to be able to pick it up a little bit later on as he starts to catch fire. Like I was saying just before, Josh, he just runs around like an absolute maniac on this map. The objective is almost secondary to what he's ultimately trying to do, which is to slay and in turn disrupt.
Barcode here, still going around, just being a nuisance to Divine Mind on this map. Still got 4 bullets to put to work here with this snipe. He does get tagged up with that brilliant nade coming out of Divine Mind there. You see Rated pushing out of the window. Barcode, though, expecting that push. He's going to go back to mid-map. He does still have that snipe. Now there's a B.
Oh, there it is!
The no-scope coming out of Barcode. Just around the corner, he might spot Beaston as well. The call-outs are going to be coming. Beaston actually picked up Madzy there. But Barcode, he's got free reign. He captures A. After getting that no-scope, there's going to be a couple of players pushing into B, though. He expects it. Flex range comes out. One shot. He's taken down. Ooh. The snipe almost connects. Berserk, though, putting the pressure on. Slays there, backing him up as well. Slays is going to pick up 2, thanks to the support from Barcode.
Always rotating from Barcode. Just look at this kind of movement, using the repulsor to get straight back up to C. Boom block. Thank you very much. That's a killing spree for Barcode. No, sorry, that's only 4. I've gone too early. That is 4 for Barcode, but he's running amok, Josh. This is exactly what he needs to be doing right now. Just he's always putting all these shots out and never catching them himself because his angles are so good. He always has enough cover, working perfectly with his teammates so they can either finish up his kills or he can finish them off himself.
Barcode, he's going in. He's going to get shots on Berserk. He spies A. Watch out. Here he comes. Divine Mind. They do force him out just for now. Barcode still alive here. 4-0 with 2 assists. Yet to die at the beginning of this game. The score is already 73-9. He's on a killing spree. Shot from behind. He finally falls there. It takes a heat wave from Flex Range to do it. Berserk gets 2. 3 down there for a moment for Divine Mind, which is going to allow just a moment of reprieve here for Divine Mind.
It happened to happen eventually, but meanwhile, let's look at the scoreboard as well for Divine Mind. You do have Beaston on 7, so he is actually leading the map right now, clearly going on a tear himself. That being said, he has given away a lot of death. So what does that say to us? That says that Barcode is the one who's putting in the shots, putting in the slays, but working better with his team, right? Beaston's probably having to put himself in some awkward positions, whether he's trying to capture or just at least provide some kind of support for his team. But either way, we look at the score here. The Chiefs rocking out to quite a nice lead, actually. Divine Mind did have caps for a little bit, but since then, it's all been the Chiefs. 77-17, a nice early lead for them, Josh.
Pip, he's just doing the dance, trying to get away somehow. Still hanging along. Shots out with that heat wave. He's got the support. Insane. Barcode, Madzy, both picking up kills here for the Chiefs. They're in control of this map. C, though, being captured here, and it will be by Divine Mind, but answering right back over on A, it is going to be the Chiefs. They just get a tickle, a tease, a sniff of some points here before the Chiefs steal it back and get control once again, and they're well on their way to triple digits here. We're still on with Pip from the Chiefs. He's got slays there as well. Barcode, he falls to Beaston over on C, but no matter. A and B still in control here for the Chiefs.
Triple cap on the cards for Chiefs as we say that. Divine Mind do start to answer back with A. That is contested, but they will look like they're about to put that in now. Look at the evenness in slays on the Chiefs, though. You have Barcode leading with 9, obviously, but Madzy, Pips, and slays all performing really well. Shout out to slays as well in particular. 9 assists, so he's clearly playing that support role perfectly. That is 3 down for the Chiefs, so that's probably the most dominant we've seen so far. 4 down momentarily. Thank you, Josh. For the Chiefs, Divine Mind able to finally get a little bit of pressure on the respawns here, forcing them to spawn in this back A area. Chiefs can have that, but look, Divine Mind don't manage to actually convert it into strongholds and scores.
They just had a 4 down and yet another 3 down, but it was the Chiefs who were able to answer back. So keep an eye on the caps down the bottom. B and C in control of Divine Mind. They're going for a triple here on A. How long can they hold it? Barcode trying to do some nasty work. He almost got the kill there, but it was the heat wave from Beaston to shut it down. Now, they didn't get the triple. B was captured by the spawners coming out of Chiefs, and here comes Divine Mind to try and put the pressure on.
See, it looks like Divine Mind know that pressure is going to be coming to points they've already captured, so as soon as they are getting 2 caps, they move right on the 3rd. They're always trying to overextend for that triple, knowing that eventually the Chiefs are going to stack one of those sites. So obviously we need 2 strongholds to be scoring, so the movement coming through from Divine Mind, it's a good idea. Unfortunately, they just need to be able to actually match it on the slates. I like that from Beaston. Really strong strong there, getting aggressive. And again, Josh, 4 down for Chiefs. So the slaying is coming and a triple cap for Divine Mind. They've really turned the switch now. And look at this. Look at the score here. They're coming right back and they're almost about to get to 100. There's not much between these two teams right now.
This has been fantastic in the last couple of minutes from Divine Mind. They are coming back strong. Barcode and Madzi, the only ones left alive for the Chiefs. They do cap C. They stop the bleeding, but here comes Flex Reigns. He picks up one. All 4 are down. Divine Mind looking strong. We're on with Beaston. He's straight feasting right now. 15-9 with 8 assists as well. Beaston, he is going huge where it counts. We were all riding off Divine Mind going into this one, but they are looking fantastic in response.
I don't know what's happened, Josh, but they've just now taken the lead as I speak. They've just flicked it on. 3 dead again. We are constantly seeing Chiefs 3 down, occasionally 4 as well. The switch has been flicked. Flex Reigns manages to pick up that camo, secures that perfectly. Now he can just run around the map as freely as he wants. He also has that heat wave, Josh. So the camo is good by itself, but when you can get that heat wave and be up close and personal, it's just a devastating combo.
You can see here Flex with that devastating combo. He's going to be trying to get the long-range shots. He revealed himself there. Didn't like the way he used it. I would have liked to have instead seen him go through Big Door and capitalize more on that camo heatwave combo. That might come back to haunt them because here comes the Chiefs. We're going to be seeing them. They've got B, they've got C, and Divine Mind. There's now a little bit of a kink in the armor as Chiefs start coming back here. They are behind though. It's important to call out your score, 120 to 142. The blue team, Divine Mind in front.
It was interesting then when we were on board with, I think that was Slays we were on board with, choosing not to overextend and try and take that A for the triple cap. So they seemed actually happier to maintain their focus on B and C. I guess when you're behind, you just want to get scoring, get that lead back. You can try and showboat for the triple cap when you have a big enough lead, but shows them being very conservative. They're not taking this game or this series for granted.
Beaston picks up yet another double kill. Berserk cleans up another. That means there was 4 down once again for the Chiefs. Divine Mind looking like they've got a refill. There's a lot of gas in the tank now. They've got B. They're about to capture C. Chiefs on the back foot trying to come out of the spawn. You can see here they're completely locked in though. You've got Beaston up in your face. Flex Rain picks up another. Here's Beaston on the flank, but he can't beat that Mangler from Slays, who just manages to stay alive. He spots C in front of him. They know they need to make a move, but look at this. Flex Reigns, despite having 2, he's getting aggressive. He's taking the fight to Divine Minds, and Flex Reigns is going to pick up a vital kill on Slays.
Josh, we're in an interesting position right now where we have Divine Mind leading the Chiefs in game 1. Chiefs, they've got their backs against the wall. Let's go to a listen in and hear how their comms are going.
They just picked up camera. 2 on camera.
Well. I can't see.
There's one shot in B.
It's bottom mess.
Yeah, push me C. They're pushing me C here.
I'm
moving.
Be skinny.
Watch right here.
They top me in flex.
One shot up is Ali.
Yeah. I'm moving B still.
Two dead. I'm just pushing fucking A.
GC, Angus, chow.
Dummies or something?
It's camera.
He's
yeah, camera with you guys.
Big dummies or something?
He's got top tail, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's weak. Back tail flex.
Back A as well.
Back A.
One shot at me. Back. C. He's in C. It's 2 shots.
Yeah.
Hold the 2 guys. He's going to Mangler. 2 Mangler. They have to make the play. One's going storage, one's with Mangler. Yeah, it's 3A. 2 going fucking Mangler.
Yeah,
2 going storage, 2 going Mangler.
Go on. Just help him on this.
Yeah. On Mangler.
Nice, they're gonna hit me. Might hit me, B.
I'm watching you.
Watch out, mid. There's guys on mid right now. Decent with Mangler. 1 shot, skinny. There's another one of my dummies, guys.
Also live, yeah, they're playing C there.
If they push into the hill.
One shot flex, dead.
Yeah, just live with
Mid
him.
as well, 2 guys.
Yeah, top mid, guys. C boxes. Nice.
Should be back tower.
He's got coming
C.
2 on me.
Coming, Hoax.
Going back tower.
Back tower as well.
Back tower, dead.
Nice, fuck. Good shit, 2 dead.
Another one?
Yeah.
They're gonna be spawning A.
Yeah.
Madzi, heat wave.
Bottom mid.
On Mango, I think. I hit bottom end. I can push him. Where?
Dude, I got AD, but I'm moving with this.
I think
Pillars weak.
Come in, guys.
You dropping?
And back B.
Bite the pillow, Divine Mind. Here come the Chiefs. Coming back strong, 223 and climbing to the 176 of Divine Mind. Hoots What the bloody hell happened? Divine Mind looking so strong. Next minute, Barcode 17-11 with 10 assists as well, going monstrous for the squad.
Barco smashed a Monster Energy drink, Josh. Look at this. The Chiefs from nowhere, when we went to that listen-in, were down. They're now at 240. Barcode's going crazy. They're about to put this one in. This is a massive statement because they were down and out for a while in this game. Divine Mind looked like they were dominating. And with that, the Chiefs take 250. Barcode was trash-talking. He was teabagging. He was shooting dead bodies. Divine Mind looked like they were going to come out of nowhere here and make a real statement in game one, and unfortunately they couldn't.
Chiefs were basically just dominating the whole first half of that game, and then Divine Mind, something happened. The switch was flipped. They were able to come back. They had a triple cap. It felt like they were holding it forever. And every time we were calling a 4 down, it was Chiefs in the ground. Divine Mind were playing fantastic. And then all of a sudden, it's kind of like it's Chiefs were just all of a sudden like, yeah, psych, came back and just stormed home.
I'm trying to do maths quickly in my head, but I think you'd almost have Divine Mind slightly outslaying the Chiefs in that instance. But you talk about how it flipped. We listened in and heard Barcode. He just got one big no-scope, and that's all he needed, right? His trash-talking started. He sounded frantic and a bit worried beforehand, but all of a sudden, the trash-talking started, the disrespect was happening, and the rest of the team just feeds off that energy. They had a massive fight for that C site for about a minute, and once they ended up getting control of that, Josh, it was pretty much game over.
Barcode was absolutely fired up there, which is what I love to see. We talk about the type of comms that come out of these teams, usually that kind of calm and concise nature. It was anything but. Barcode's mum's already on the way to wash out his mouth with soap because he was, fired up to say the least.
Yeah, he was. Apologies. But look at the score here, right? 111-17, the Chiefs were up. And then we just keep watching as these highlights go through, the score at the bottom, and watch it start to tick back from this point where Divine Mind started going on a tear. There you go. So that's about 70 uncontested points, and all of a sudden, they're in the lead.
Over 100 uncontested.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then I think we pretty much hit a point here around the 180 mark where Divine Mind just stopped. And that was when the Chiefs caught fire. And so now what we have to think is this momentum now here? If they switched it on, are they going to now be able to carry this through to the next couple of games?
Divine Mind, they dropped the controller halfway through. Hopefully they can dust it off, pick it back up, and get back into the form that we saw them about halfway through that map. I tell you what, Hoots, there's one clear thing to take away from that map, is that it's possible. It is possible to get the advantage in the map. And not only that, really drive that advantage home, because it was only a couple of bad plays there from Divine Mind, not able to defend a couple of points, and a massive flank there from the Chiefs towards the end. And then Barcode, I don't know, he must have pumped that monster because he was really firing on all cylinders at the end. It is so important, though, to stress that Divine Mind do actually have hope here in this series against the hot favourites, the Chiefs.
Especially if you can have a player like Beaston going off like he did. And he had strong support from Flex Reigns as well, who was slaying like a monster. Okay, so they're in a really good position to be able to bounce back here. There was just that final little push around that C site that didn't work out for them. But aside from that, you've got to take something positive away. If you're on the Divine Mind Cobs, you're sitting there saying, hey, we've got these guys. You know, we can match it with them when it comes to this game. So that makes me really excited for this next one. Slayer on recharge, Josh. We move in. Game 2. Obviously, we are playing a best of 7. It's for all the marbles. It's for what we've been working towards really for the last couple of months to get to this top prize pool here of 50,000 USD. Slayer on recharge. Let's get into it.
You talked about Divine Mind actually potentially there outslaying the Chiefs. Now that we're into Slayer, we're going to have to see how it goes. Here comes Mr. Underrated. He did have a pretty good start there. He picks up 1 kill here on Pips. 2 players down for both teams off the rip. No surprises. Camo there picked up, I think it might have been a friendly nade. I'm not too sure there. Yeah, it would have been over on Beaston. So Rated a little bit rough there. Beaston goes down. That camo might have been burnt, unfortunately. But what is fortunate is that Rated stays alive and he's still able to get some shots out here for the Divine Mind squad.
Look, a nice start from Divine Mind, up 6-3 already at the start. Team nades have been a thing. Look at that, tossing the sword off the map. Madsy knew he didn't have a chance to win that fight, so similar to a play ball, he tosses the power weapon off the map. We don't see that a huge amount, Josh, but I love that.
What we do see a lot of is Barcode taking faces with this shock rifle. We'll see if he can do it again here. There's going to be a couple of players pushing up the top tower. He does spot one, rings out.
There it is.
Easy headshot for the king here of ANZ Halo. Gonna have to make sure no one sneaks up behind him. I think he tagged up Flex there with those shots. Player pushing in. He's gonna be able to help clean that up. He does fall though. Fantastic flank there from Berserk. He picks it up. Let's see if he can show us how it's done.
11-6 Divine Mind lead here, as you said, Josh. Berserk up here with the shock rifle. The power position on the map to use this weapon, but he is forced to retreat. Cops a few nades. I love it. So he runs back to his teammates. He knows exactly where the support is. Barcode pushing up the stairs here. Great pre-nade on Barcode. Unfortunately, the other ones come through as well from a whole bunch of different angles. Explosions everywhere. He's taken down. It did look like he had Barcode there, but Barcode just wants that shock rifle back, Josh.
And he's got it back too. Flex Rain's up top, trying to challenge. Solid shots! He's got the support. Berserk picking up a kill as well. 14-10. Your scoreline right here with Divine Mind in front. And here you go, Berserk getting fancy! The perfect shots, jumping up high with that grapple as well. And look at this. The blue squad looking good. Berserk picks up another right here. One at the top of Whirlpool. Falls to death as Berserk picks up the double. He is really going off here in the grand final.
What a hot start. Everyone from Divine Mind is stepping up when they need to. I absolutely love this. And this is just the Berserk again. Another outBR we just saw there. He's stepping up when he needs to. Divine Mind absolutely hanging with the Chiefs here in every sense of the word. Camo in the hand of Barco. We're going to see a push here with Pips down long haul. I like this moving together. You can have Pips as a distraction, taking all the shots while Barcode moves in. He does have that Disruptor in hand as well. Moving in on Beaston. Beaston can spot him. He's got the shock rifle and doesn't connect. Barcode manages to take him down. Shock rifle camo Flex wanting to push in. Wants to neutralize his camo, but can't see him. Gets headshotted. Perfect with the shock rifle from Barcode. Flex just needed to open those eyes just a little bigger and he would have caught him.
Barcode nasty with it as he tries to get the no-shield headshot on Beasted. Unfortunately missing there, and I'm glad because my heart couldn't take that. He's still alive though, which is fantastic. 5-4 with 3 assists here. You can see the score all tied up. 21 apiece. No freaking way here, guys. We're only at map number 2 of this best of 7. I hope you're as psyched as we are. This is awesome here between 2 of the best the ANZ region has to offer. Barcode, he's got this locked down, and look at this. Yeah. This is just the calm before the storm.
Isn't this funny? Whenever you see the scores are tied, no matter what point of the game you're in, it just seems like, hey, we need to take the pace out of this straight away. See, Divine Mind, we've got Raided and Berserk, I think it is, over on that long haul, just sitting and not moving. I guess when you know Barcode's looking right across you with a shock rifle, you do want to keep your head down, but I like that position from Slays as well, up top there, providing coverage. Barcode does manage to get a perfect pick by rotating around while we were just off him. Moving around now through blue. He's going to catch Berserk completely unawares, working in to help him there, and this camo is about to pop, so they're looking to secure it. They timed this run perfectly, Josh. Double kill out of Barcode. They should be able to secure that camo. They had 3 down for Divine Mind there, and look at the swing. We spoke about how it was a tie at the start. They're now up 3.
Absolutely vital to get that kill, and Barcode alone set up that the invis that he was able to pick up here, the camo. Barcode still alive. Please, observers, let's keep it on Barcode. He's finally out of ammo from the shock rifle. He does have the sword though. He still has, no, he's finally out now. Sword and Mangler combo. Shots on Flex Reigns, managing to stay alive. He's 9-4. He's got the support of the team. He's been no shield for most of the game. He finally falls there to Raided. The score, though, 30-25. The last few minutes there were completely set up by Barcode and that shock rifle. Things slowed down, but that kill that then set up the camo that was picked up was insane. It was absolutely awesome stuff from the Chiefs.
So what does that tell you if you're Divine Mind as well? To me, that says don't take the foot off the gas. When the foot's on the gas, 360 apparently, when the foot's on the gas, you know you're keeping them on their toes. They're a bit disrupted, but then when you finally chose to slow it down, when you didn't really need to, they've gone on a tear. Look at this now. They're down by 10. So out of nowhere, they effectively have barely scored since we started speaking during that standoff period. Sword in the hands of Slay, so he's going to be able to get nice up close and personal. It's a perfect spot for it here. Moving up onto A. Raided here is going to be down below him, along with Beaston and Flex Reigns pushing in through the gold. So look at the pinch coming from Barcode across to top gold. And he's clearly got the call out. Slay starting to make a move, although he didn't know that Raided was there. Great teamwork there, taking him down. Divine Mind need to use this sword to try and get back in this.
We did see Chiefs score 16 kills while Divine Mind only scored 5.
Yeah.
After that break there set up by Barcode, but Divine Mind coming back. You've got Beast in here. He's been going absolutely wild.
Great
he gets
teamwork.
Slays as well. It was great teamwork to get that double kill, and now he's got the sword as well. massive potential here for Beaston if he can just manage to get away. Of course, he can't. Madsy down there. The trap was sprung. He was forced out. Fantastic positioning from the Chiefs. 41-35, but still, we've seen swings bigger than this comeback, Hoots.
Absolutely. Beaston, I want to point out, 10 kills, 0 assists. So that says that he's finishing all the fights he's getting into. Barcode now with this camo, and look at the ability where he's able to just to hang in a really exposed area and move around so freely. There does look like there are quite a few Divine Mind members around this A area. He's got that Mangler, but he's waiting. He's waiting for his teammates to come in, cause a distraction, and look at this. Like fish in a barrel, just taking shots, but it doesn't work! He's taken down with the camo. Massive swing there, although 3 down for Divine Mind still. So he created a distraction, Josh. 47 kills now for the Chiefs. They're looking to close this one out.
Oh, there was massive potential there for a swing in Divine Mind's favor. Luckily, the Chiefs, they held it together. They put the brakes on the Divine Mind push. Beaston and Berserk, though, however, Madsy and Barcode both fall. The Wombo combo for the Chiefs. Pit, though, gets a killing spree. That's going to help to try and wrap things up there. You've got a weak Berserk in front. He falls. Berserk gets the kill from the grave. Flex gets another final kill here required for Chiefs. Divine Mind still in it. Only one more kill required here for the Chiefs to take map number 2 here in this best of 7 grand final. Barcode being challenged. Nades out. He's got the support. Madsy down low. Who's going to be getting this final kill, or will Divine Mind do the impossible? You can see them chasing these players hot on their tail. We're going to see the final kill there picked up. Berserk and Beaston falling at the end, 50-42. Your final score. Chiefs 2-0 up in this series, but what a game that was. And again, Hoots, again, it's a real game we've got on our hands, a real series here for the grand final.
Yeah, compare the way the Chiefs went up against Immunity, where they just stomped them so hard, to what they're coming up against Divine Mind here. It's a very different series. And as Luke mentioned at the start, right, Divine Mind are the only people who ever to send Chiefs to the losers bracket. So just taking a look at the scores here, and it was Berserk and Beaston for Divine Mind going off, but across on the other side for the Chiefs, Slays and Barcode doing a lot of work. We had no assists coming out of Beaston. It's not necessarily worth mentioning, but it's just an interesting stat given that most people do at least pick up a couple. But a pretty consistent performance there across the board. But looking at the damage here, Barcode 4,231 leading the map.
Flex Reigns there, unfortunately, didn't do too much in that map. He got 2,800, which I think was over 1,000 less damage than anyone else that I saw on the team. Now, we can't call out Flex. Definitely an amazing player. Often, in fact, part of the highlight reel for Divine Mind. But it does make me question, if he was able to get just a little bit better performance out of that map, what would have happened? Could he have been the X factor for the squad? But of course, Hoots, we can talk about what ifs all we want. In the end, it was the Chiefs that come out in front. They're only 2 maps away from winning this grand final.
The good teams just find a way of winning, right? Like, it doesn't matter if it's clean or messy, they just find a way to win. And so what we just saw was Divine Mind hanging. And like I said, I just feel that the point that really changed was where they started to take the pace out, and they didn't need to do that.
Took the foot off the gas, and they didn't need to. The aggression was working with them. In their defense, you had Barcode, who was watching over on Bat Ledge. He had the shock rifle. He managed to rotate around to lift. So I kind of get it. You saw top lift and gold in the hands of the Chiefs. Meanwhile, C-Plat and the long haul was going to be the Divine Minds. But I totally agree. I understand that they had the power weapon there with the shock rifle, but take the risk. It was working for you.
Yeah, I know. You feel like when you can see the shots coming out of there and from gold, and you know that Barcode is there with that shock rifle, do you just stack 2 and send it in? Yeah, you might lose 1 guaranteed, and it ends up being effectively a trade, but surely you just take that, get that weapon out of his hands. You know how strong he is. You know, we've seen maps where with precision weapons, he can just turn them on his head individually. You just can't allow him to have that freedom to sit and then eventually move around the map with that kind of freedom.
We'll see what they can do to respond here. Both teams winning their last Bizarre CTF. We saw Divine Mind able to win it over Immunity. We've seen Chiefs win it as well. We know that they're very good. I remember way back to day number 1, in fact, of, it would have been, I think, it was Open Series, but it was day 1 of competitive Halo Infinite, where Barcode got that infamous triple kill with the grapple over here on top tower. We'll see if one of these players can replicate something like that again. Barcode, speaking of, speaking of the devil, he's going to have that rocket. I have no idea how
the
rocket...
first one hit and that one doesn't?
How was the rocket at his feet not a kill? Berserk, however, too good. That was an almost triple kill there for Barcode. OS in the hand of Pips as well, so they have all of the toys.
It doesn't help when you have Pip coming in with the flag like that. We have seen Chiefs do love to run it over on this palm side. Barcode's sitting there on the other balcony. He's going to probably be able to provide a bit of cover. Pip's just looking around saying, all right, well, where are the Divine Mind guys? And to be frank, right now, I can't really see where they are. We have two over on Rockets, it looks like. The other two, though, not showing up on my screen. I think Berserk down at the pills there. He is going to take out Barcode. But one thing we did see with Divine Mind, Josh, in their series earlier today is when they pull flags on this map, they pull them effectively, and most of the time they do score.
Yeah, what we saw Divine Mind do there is push alley, which was exactly what you would do. It was kind of textbook, and I'm surprised that the Chiefs didn't expect that, or at least the player that was running flag. They could have ran that a bit further, but look, again, we'll skip the what could have happened and focus on what's happening now, and what's happening now is Divine Mind making a run.
Yeah, I like this from Beaston here. He's been one of their big slayers for this game. Manages to take out Barcode, drops another to one shot, but Madzi, meantime, is overextended and he's running through the double doors. We're going to have two players run straight into each other with the flag, it looks like, as it all of a sudden becomes Flag City. Down at double doors, Madzi, I like that. Tosses it out a little bit further, gets the return, lets his teammate take the rest of the run. Looks like they are fighting a bit, coming up to a bit of defense here, but they do get it to the double doors, Josh. Once you get it through those double doors, that's the all-important thing because you have enough cover. You've got the respawns in your base to be able to get it back, and they have managed to get it over there, the Chiefs now.
Yeah, which is great, but don't forget that OS just came up, and this is what often happens, right? You get so tunnel-visioned on your current objective that you forget about those power-ups and power weapons. But of course, a good trade for a cap, I would say, and it looks like they managed to get the overshield anyway, Hoots.
And not just that, they also managed to get Divine Mind 3 down. So often when you put a flag in, you'll lose a few of your players yourselves because you have to be so objective-minded, you end up getting killed. But in that whole turnaround, Chiefs managed to pretty much stay 4 up, and when they put that flag in, it was 3 down for Divine Mind. Slays now had that OS, is able to get into the base and start to pull a flag, using that thruster to get behind the pill. I love the use of cover there. Unfortunately, he is dropped, so that flag might not be making too many moves right now. Beaston manages to pick up a trade there with Pips. That's a double, so 2 down for the Chiefs. Not sure if we're really going to see them in a position to be able to do much here.
Sizzle sticks coming out here from Madzi, trying to stop this push from Divine Minds and keep control of the middle of the map. Barcode over on the Rocket side. He gets the smackdown, cleans up, gives them the business, but that's why you got to watch yourself, Barcode. Watch your back, mate. He does get taken down and punished for giving them that, and that was actually vital.
Yeah, I know.
Now they've given up the Rockets.
Yeah, you got to remember, you're playing for a lot of money, so you know they're in a very commanding position right now, up 2-0. But if that's what he needs to do to rev himself up, then let him go for it. Slays, unfortunately, cops a rocket that Barcode wasn't able to secure, and Beaston starting to make a move in now, an aggressive push, trying to get up behind here on the Chiefs, but Barcode down in that palm, misses the rocket, unfortunately, does manage to take down Barcode. Good work there, but look at the support, Josh, coming through the alleyway in the river here, straight back into the flag to try and clear out Divine Mind from making a pull.
He had the support. He didn't need to use the rocket.
Yeah,
if he had the support, he would have cleaned up the kill and then used the rocket on the 2 players pushing alley. I don't know what it is with some of these players that with their, I don't know, overzealous use of the rockets. But look, hey, it was Beaston. You can't really argue when the man pulls the numbers he does when it comes to slaying. And also, there's 3 down for Chiefs right now. So maybe there's an opportunity anyway to try and get a flag out, but not when you're fumbling like that, Raiden.
Not when you're not clambering properly. Yeah, it's just those split seconds, right? Just give the other team a chance to get back. Barcode almost using the bar there perfectly. Manages to actually get dropped in the end, though. So Beaston with this overshield, and that's probably what saved him there, right? Managed to stay alive while fighting Barcode. Takes down Madzi as well. So this OS being really crucial now in helping Divine Mind try and set up some kind of dominance around the mid. And meanwhile, Raided running this flag through straight up the guts. Now down through market. I like this. He's getting through pretty well. Looks like he's got support, although Barcode is dropped actually finally. So the nades do come through, but they're going to get it past the double doors, and he's got the support there. A little fumble, but I think we should be okay. I don't think anyone from Chiefs is going to be in a position to stop this. That's a great reply, Josh. 1-all, and a pretty uncontested run back to the base.
And all 4 players were alive during that cap, which means there's not going to be a super fast or instant counter here from the Chiefs, especially when you've got Flex running out, being aggressive. But look at this. Pips is actually in their base. He needs to be shut down quickly, so make sure you keep an eye on that kill feed to see where he's at. He actually picks up 1 in the base, so that was going to be big. Huge stuff here from both teams as they're pushing out here. Madsy and the Chiefs trying to get this mid-map control. 3 players up from Divine Mind. One's pushing the big doors right now.
Oh, the
Berserk with the
peak!
back and forth. Oh my
He
god.
just did not land. It was just completely out of sync. Every shot was just when Berserk was behind the double door. I love those peak BR fights, Josh. They just look so good.
Berserk has the moves. He took his dance lessons this week. Looking very, very good, in fact, for the squad. And I just can't believe, or in fact, I'll tell you what, I can believe it's 1-1 right now as both of these teams know how to play this map and game type very, very well. But it is, of course, up to that very important time, Hoots, the 6-minute mark on CTF Bazaar, where both the OS and the Rockets come up. Both teams need to do their best to secure mid-map, and I saw there that Divine Mind were down by 3.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I'm noticing in the kill feed, Barco, 12 deaths. So he's still leading the Slays, but it shows that Divine Mind is keeping him on the respawn screen quite a bit. Slays now with these Rockets getting aggressive, pushing in through the bar. You see Barcode across on the palm side moving in. And we're going to have Berserk probably copped a fair bit of splash damage there on that rocket. I'm sure he was. He's still actually up somehow, Josh. Where did he go?
That was
He ended up coming behind. No, he got Barcode somehow.
Yeah, that was some. I think that was some rough comms, because what you saw there is that the Chiefs were looking for that player that was on the stairs. However, they already killed him. That was just some shaky comms, which is very rare out of the Chiefs.
I thought there were 2 on the stairs and that one was down, but the other one copped the rocket.
Nah, the rocket. So one got copped by the rocket, one got splash damage, but there was a Chiefs player in tree that killed him, which is why it was surprising that the Chiefs didn't communicate that, because he went looking for the player that was already dead.
Exactly. So little mistakes like that can cost you. They were in a position with those rockets to, if you're making rocket plays in your enemy's flag, you should be able to get a pull. Flex range, I love staying alive there from Pip. The peak shot again, really working well for several players on Divine Mind. Takes down one with Berserk. You'll take that trade when it's a 2-on-1. That's what that Mangler is going to do. It's such a powerful weapon at close range. Meanwhile, Barco, just with that grapple, we always see him holding it on this map, getting straight up and offensive. So, Josh, for the last couple of minutes, Chiefs really have occupied the Divine Mind side, say that 12 times, of the map.
They have, but this, to me, this has now turned into a marathon. And so far, Divine Mind have been able to keep up. Yes, they're on the defensive, but they've been defending fantastically. And you can see here, Barco, he's made his way into the base, but FlexTrans cleans him up. There's going to be another player pushing tree. Okay, there's now an opportunity set up. 3 players down for Divine Mind. But as you would expect, when there's 1 player up, it's Beaston, and he's done the overextension. Now he's going to hope he gets the support from his players coming out of Alley. They've actually come back to defend. You should expect Beaston here to pull the flag here and try and do what he can to stop this flag pull from the Chiefs.
Yeah, Pip's doing a really good job here of just being a nuisance, and it looks like 2 will go down, though, for Chiefs in this push. 3 down, so you'd assume that Divine Mind are going to be able to get in a position to get this return. You can hear it going off there.
Berserk should have OS as well.
Yeah, so did we actually get a push all the way through? He's no longer in their base, so he must have looped back around to stop that flag. I like that. Berserk with this OS, managing to stay alive. It is melted, though. He's fighting about 3 Chiefs players at once. Make that 4 pretty much. Poor guy gets his OS and can't really do anything with it. Great job from the Chiefs of neutralizing that.
Yeah, the spawners from Divine Mind just couldn't get there quick enough. However, Flex range, he and Beaston pick up 1 each. Madsy, though, he picks up 2. Great work there from the Chiefs player before being dropped here. Slays trying to do what he can to back up the team, but look at this, right in the grill is going to be Divine Minds. We're on with Berserk as he gets dropped. Now over to Beaston, who again, he's just been playing awesome. But look at the kills across the board. Relatively even, which is what we love to see here, Hoots. The only player really standing out for me, very likely to be Barcode, as he's on 20, but he's died so much. 17 deaths to him, the highest on the squad.
Yeah, I guess it shows he's just being very, very aggressive, which is what they do want from him, but it shows Divine Mind's also able to answer back to that aggression. Barcode manages to pick up these rockets, so let's watch those kills pick up a little bit. The man always has a grapple. Does he spawn with one?
I think he might, because he's always got them. All I know is that he's really good at them. So, don't worry about Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield. Your next Spider-Man's going to be Barker, I reckon, the way he's able to cruise around. Look, here he goes once again, getting out of there. And he does somehow survive, but they're on his tail. But look at the defensive, mate. That was actually fantastic. And he survives. Barcode, he's an absolute freak for it. Look at him. They're just chasing him down. I think the theory is shut down Barcode and you shut down the Chiefs. And I think they might be onto something, Hoots.
Josh, we've got about 2 minutes left, 1-1. Neither team's been able to score for quite a while. I want to hear what the Chiefs' comms are going like, so let's listen to a listen in.
Probably have double back to mid, double back to mid.
He's one shot. Flex on here. Watch out about, guys. Twice here as well.
Where's he going?
Guys, do their cafe, guys.
Cafe, Mads. Pip,
Kill him, kill him. There's guys still on me, guys. I'm just moving on this side. I've got 2 people on me.
We're coming, we're coming.
I'm coming. I'm a bit
Cafe,
over.
coming
On this side.
Where are they going?
One on their palm.
They're rocket flex.
Guys,
Two for a second.
They're palm, I think.
yeah, they're back. Jumping out. He's one shot
I'm
away.
trying to live to this guy.
Free kill, free kill.
Yeah, he's on
Take
the
lockers.
Live, come on, fire, double to something.
Dead.
They coming, mark him, mark him. Yeah, there.
Good side. It's Donomus, guys. Donomus.
Yeah, do we go die? You go die?
Still on me.
There's no one still with their palm, guys.
Back killed me.
Coming back, coming
One
back.
shot me.
Guys,
Nice.
three
Very
dead.
dead.
One
Shoot,
gonna
shoot,
make the
shoot.
flag, guys.
Oh, he's there, oh, he's there.
I'm on him.
Made him.
That's good shit.
One
Small
to
dead,
us,
small
yeah.
dead.
Bro.
And he was spawning thruster.
I'm getting dynamos, I'm getting dynamos.
I'm weak.
We got one more
They're
good
gonna
push
push out, they're gonna push out.
Yeah, there's guy on me, they're at the market.
They market weak, they market.
They're locking
Market
one
shot.
shot.
Locust, absolutely dead. The cafe. The cafe.
One shot.
One
Hey, our fucking pillars, are we?
I can pull it, I can.
I'm Medzi. I killed the guy in the cafe. Dead.
Yeah, doubles.
Well, yeah, doubles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
doubles.
He's
Yeah,
one shot.
Lucas
One
spawns.
shot doubles. He's going
Dude,
out
they're
palm.
to the palm.
He's still weak.
Yeah, no, feel free to bring us in whenever now. Josh, they're trying their best. They just can't seem to get a flag pull. Whenever they were able to get 3 dead, the Chiefs, Divine Mind just had one guy who was being a rat. Pip ends up nading himself. And with only 13 seconds to go and both flags now returned, it looks like we're going to be heading to overtime.
Yeah, indeed we will. And, you know, what better way to do the CTF here in the grand final than to go to the overtime. There was a small opportunity there at the end for the Chiefs as 3 were down, but no one in position to pull the flag. So, yes, here we are going into overtime. Chiefs versus Divine Mind. And to be honest, given the way that Divine Mind felt like they were on the defensive for, I think for the majority of it, this must be nice and refreshing for them, and it's about to be very spicy, though, as they all go for this OS and rockets off the break.
Great nades by Pip there. I love just using the little bank of the market there to pop them over. You were saying it must be refreshing for Divine Mind. Also frustrating for the Chiefs, though, right? Doing all that slaying and then not able to convert anything when you are dominant. But look at this. They've come out straight off the bat and said, no more messing around. Let's go for this. It looks like it's Barcode running the flag here bottom. Berserk's trying to stop this. He's going to be dropped. Berserk still only one down, though. So look at the other 2 players for Divine Mind coming in through this right-hand side. Pip comes up against one, manages to push him back. He had that overshield. I think it's mostly gone now. And trying to just fight Flex Reigns here. If he can kill Flex Reigns, that should be a cap. He can't. Unfortunately, 3 down for Chiefs. Flex Reigns saying, I'm going to try and run one myself. He is dropped, but he took the flag out. They need to get a return before they can put it in. This flag is still alive for the Chiefs.
That was a Slays double kill to help keep the dream alive for the Chiefs. Their spawners are coming up. Raiden needs to go big. The flag's still there. I don't think they can do it. That flag should be in, ladies and gentlemen. The Chiefs are going to win the CTF in the overtime in about 60 seconds. That was the most frantic you'll ever get from a CTF Bazaar there right at the end in that overtime. It really could have gone either way.
Flex Reigns he won that battle, and I thought that was it, but every wave of support that came through just kept getting dropped, and it wasn't enough to put that in. And you saw the hustle from the Chiefs to get that flag in. 3 guys around it putting it in at the end shows just the support that they had.
And again, we're 3-0 here with the Chiefs, only 1 map away from victory. But again, it's a little bit of a cliche, Hoots, but the score, the series score, does not tell the story of the games that we've seen here in the grand final. They've been so damn close. Divine Mind have just been chomping at the ankles here of the Chiefs as they're trying to run away with it. But the Chiefs, all that said, they are still in front and are now 1 map away from being our champions.
Overall, I think in terms of if you were to add the cumulative damage for each team, I think that Divine Mind actually had more damage put out in that game as well. So they were fighting their hardest, and it's just the Chiefs, after that overtime, just came out and said, I think we stopped messing around now. Let's put this in and put this one to bed. 1 more game to go.
We must say that the way that they opened up that overtime and got instant mid-map, not only was it aggressive, they just won the battles. You know, they were able to slay out. They got control, instant pull, and they were able to get it onto their side of the map. And again, Divine Mind, where they were good, was that defense. They were able to chase down that flag. Very, very good. But then just when push comes to shove, it just wasn't enough. And Slays, the double kill coming out from the Chiefs, that was the big play. That was the one that really cemented it.
You're talking about
end.
Slays at the start up in the bar with the grenades
No,
down?
I'm talking about the double kill that he got at the end to clear out Divine Mind. And that was really what set up that final cap.
Well, I wanted to shout out, I think it was Slays that we started off with at the start of that overtime, going up to the bar and tossing the 2 nades onto the market roof, picked up 1 kill himself, and then picked up the assist as well. And then that enabled them to get OS, they got rockets, and it was really hard for Divine Mind to come back
So
from
what
that.
we're saying there, the overtime was just the Slays show.
The Slays show,
Because it must have been, because you saw that the nades at the start. I saw that double kill that stopped, you know, the final hope there from Divine Mind. Chiefs looking so good again. But I think throughout this whole series, the story for me is just how well Divine Mind are playing. You know, we talk about the fact that they, you know, the Chiefs are so far ahead. We're talking about Divine Mind, the squad that lost to Immunity. And all credit to Immunity. I've been riding them. But, you know, we didn't think that this kind of caliber of play was coming out of Divine Mind this tournament, yet here they are showing us what's up. But guys, this could very well be the last map of this tournament. The Chiefs trying to lock things down, but going down 3 off the break is not how you do it here. It might be settled for all the marbles on Oddball Recharge.
Camo picked up by Berserk. He manages... I don't actually think he got it in there. So Camo is going to still be down at bottom mid. I think Barcode might have gone down and picked that up. That's not what you want if you are a Divine Mind player. Barcode with Camo is always a dangerous prospect. Pip getting really aggressive here, coming in on Rated. Great kill there. Rated had the cover. Pip was fully exposed, still manages to drop him, and everyone's just feeling each other out before making this opening pull for ball. Flex Range is the guy with Camo. So Camo actually, it seems like it's taken a long time to be put in. Just hunting here down on Barcode at bottom mid. He's got that Mangler in his back. It's actually Slay, sorry. He's got that Mangler in his back pocket, and Slay's just unaware of the fact that he's actually keeps putting distance between himself and Flex and can't finish the kill, and he nades himself, almost kills himself, does it again. He's throwing nades everywhere, but still can't finish. No! Oh, no! Oh, God. Well, does that just sum up the last 3 games? Close, but no cigar.
That was a bit...
Oh, we should make sure no one's called the cops here, because that was a death-curdling scream we just let out there.
Oh, my God. Yeah, look, that was rough.
I'm going to sound like a 17-year-old girl, but I literally can't even.
Call the Ghostbusters. There was some ghost melees coming out there. Like, that was rough. Anyway, we'll try and recover from that. We do press on. 13 points to 1 here off the rip. Chiefs in front, looking to make this the final map here up against Divine Mind. Beastin and co trying to do what they can. Picks up a nice little double kill there, though, and Madzy also waiting for his next camo. Uncontested. Flex, he had nothing he could do. He was all alone, so he's holding on to the ball and just waiting to throw it off. But Madzy's there with that camo. Fantastic work, observers, as we got that. And Madzy now picking up the ball, racking up the points once again. Passes it out, which is exactly what you want to do when you've got that power up. And now he's going to be able to play defense for this ball carrier.
And that camera angle made me so sad. Poor little Flex just standing there with the ball, no mates around him, and then he has a camo guy converge on him. He had 2 others coming down the long haul. There was just nothing he could do there. Madzy using that commando, picking up the assist there on Berserk. Look at this opening lead that we have from the Chiefs, 32-16. So Divine Mind has managed to get a little bit of time, but the Chiefs had this really strong setup. And we spoke about that camo before from Madzy, Josh. He was able to just sit bottom mid for about 3 or 4 seconds while it came up on respawn. We don't normally see that in these high levels of competitive play.
It's going to be absolutely vital here for Divine Mind to get this next camo. Yeah, look,
Turn it off.
You know, we can't see that kind of activity without some censorship happening here. This is Twitch.tv after all, or wherever you're watching this broadcast. Hopefully rebroadcast. You might want to. When Pip is going in for the overkill, he's going to get it. Yep, that's paid. He's going to have that right there as well. 4 down there for Divine Mind for a moment, and Madzy, he's home free. He's getting bored over here. He's not doing much. He might fall asleep with that ball in hand. Barcode, he's just guarding the door here with the sword. Ain't no one getting in here. You can try, but you're gonna go down. He almost got the stick as well. That is some amazing stuff here coming out from the Chiefs, but they are 4 down.
4 down for the Chiefs. So Divine Mind needed to show something, because every single time we see the Chiefs get within a game of winning a tournament, that's when they just seem to go to this completely new level and just go absolutely crazy. And we are starting to see that now.
That was the 4 out of Madzy there.
Look at Pips, 11 kills, 7 assists, and 6 deaths. So he's going crazy. Berserk's trying to lead the way on the Divine Mind squad, but not getting a huge amount from his teammates. But Pips, I'm loving this from him. Good call. Observer's jumping onto him. This ball is down below. Raided's going to be in a position to try and grab it. But with Pips up above you, you know you have to be pretty worried. He's got this gold set up, and look, just runs straight past him, does Raided. Pips pops out. A little bit sloppy with the BR, kills him anyway, though. But we now have a camo in the hand of Divine Mind. I think it's the first one. Second one maybe they've been able to get their hands on today, Josh. They really need to use this effectively because, look, Chiefs only have 20 seconds left.
Score check, 79-16. The Chiefs in front here. Round 1 of this oddball. Berserk, though, looking good. He does have that Mangler camo combo. He is going to be tagged up. Hopefully he gets away with his life for his sake. Barcode, we saw him top lift. He's going to have none of that action. 3 players down at the moment. Barcode, the only one left alive, but he picks up 2 there. Flex and Raided, both falling. Berserk, does he want some of this? He's going to push out Pips and Slays right around the corner. This could be very dangerous because Berserk doesn't know that Pips is just to his left. He might, though, after that nade.
Nice
Fantastic nade.
Beautiful
He gets both. Berserk showing it how it's done. He picks up both, and you can see here the momentum shift. The ball picked up by Beast, and he gets away with about 1 HP there. Barcode pushing out. Don't even challenge, son.
Sorry, not to interrupt. Don't you love, though, the nades come up. My instinct for that is run away. Barcode goes, you're not throwing nades down on me, and just jumps down and takes him out himself.
Yeah, just that's Barcode for you, right? Who's also now going to be picking up the ball as well.
May as well. He's done everything else.
Why not? Madzy, though, he's been the real hero there. 66 objective points to his name. Barcode gets a smack. Beaston picks up 2 there. That was big. That was big. Keep an eye on that. Madzy trying to come in to just finish this off now. The blue team saying they're not done yet. Holding onto the ball. But Madzy, he gets the jump on Beaston. He might get the kill, though, but the Mangler might have something to do there. A little bit of repulse action there as well. It wasn't going to be enough. Beaston managing to stay alive. He needs Flex. Where's Flex? He wants to hold his hand. There you go. And they're going to have some support here. Now waiting for these spawners to come out. Berserk, though, cross map. He's taken down, but look at this. Blue team spawning in gold. Good setup for them when you've got Beaston pushing out into long haul as well. But here comes Pip.
Yeah, and Pip is the one, this camo, because they had the long haul covered, but the Mangler, they get a trade, so not bad. You'll take that every day of the week. You have some, although no, we've had Chiefs have somehow managed to come in through gold as well and take over. Double kill from Berserk. That's really handy. Barcode's the last guy alive for a little bit for the Chiefs. He just needs to pick this up and try and move this. I love this. Get it out of there. Get it towards where his teammates are spawning. Over towards A, I believe it is, running down. And look, he's just putting enough distance between himself and Divine Mind that they can't actually get to him with the ball. He tosses it out. Nice move, but loops straight back. If we're playing NBA, that's an ankle breaker. Chiefs are going to take out this opening round. Look at Slayers. He's not even bothering to play anymore. The batteries have fallen out of his controller. Chiefs take the opening round, Josh. They are 1 round away from taking out the ANZ Super and the 50K prize pool.
Beautiful finish there for the Chiefs. They even finished it with a 4 down of Divine Mind. We're here into round 2 of possibly the final map. Guys, I hope you're hyped. This could be it. Let's see if Divine Mind can keep themselves in the game. Raided started out strong. We're taking down Madzy. He actually got the double kill as well. Beaston gets another. 3 players down there for a moment. Barcode and Slays on the map for the Chiefs. Here comes Slays. He's going to be taken down surely. He does. The final shot coming in from Raided. 3 players collapsing on Berserk. Berserk takes down Barcode. Pips needed to go in to back him up right here. Ball in the hands of Flex Range. First points in this round are going to Divine Mind. Hopefully they can give us a series yet.
Yeah, we're on board with Pips here, starting to move around through A. Looks like he's trying to make a move here into B because that's where Divine Mind were spawning. I love that Berserk unawares catching him with a few shots. Berserk's going to get dropped. Raided's also on the long side, over on gold, backing up. Nice move by Raided, but the ball is now set up in A. We've seen Chiefs be able to really hold this 8-point strong. I love this setup here. You've got Pip now starting to move over towards blue. I'm not sure where the support is coming from. I think there's possession in the golds as well. So they've managed to take down 2 here of Divine Mind, and the rotation comes through to blue. So we see that so often from the Chiefs. When the A setup becomes too hard to hold, they move straight over to the blue. They can get over there pretty uncontested. Great use of the movement here. Raided, though, has been able to drop in quite a bit. And we're actually seeing Raided, the overall lead slayer for Divine Mind. Thanks for pointing that out, Josh. Raided now on 7 kills 2 kills for Flex, and just 1 for Berserk and Beaston. Beaston taking a bit of objective time, though.
I said he was underrated. 7 kills while the rest of the team were on 1. He was going big to try and keep Divine Mind in it. Chiefs, though, seem to be very much here in control of round number 2 of this oddball. Beaston doing what he can to keep the dream alive for the blue team. 16-9 your score right now.
On here with Beaston. He needs to make something happen. We saw him performing really well at the start of this series, Josh, and then unfortunately, I think pretty much since that game 1, he hasn't really been able to replicate those kind of performances. He's copping a lot of heat down here in bottom mid Slade with the height advantage on him. That's always going to be a hard one to win. Goes for the hold this. Doesn't manage to get it successfully. Madsy, meanwhile, while that's all happening, sneaks up right behind him and picks up this camo. Look at the aggression with the camo as well. Going in 4 down for Divine Mind. Here's a chance for a really strong setup for the Chiefs. And Barcode just really wants that shock rifle, no matter if it comes at the expense of his life. Slay's starting to get away from the gold where he started this hold. Look at this. Can move through completely uncontested 2A. We do have the push, though, coming in here from... Is that Beaston there? It was. Beaston is dropped from Barcode. Great coverage of him there. Madsy is dropped as well. So a bit of chaos happening around this area right now. But Barcode, look at him just staying alive, putting shots in with the shock rifle. Flex range is dropped. Barcode zipping around. He's going crazy. 3 down for Divine Mind, and Chiefs still have the ball.
I can't get over his movement. He's like a butterfly. Everyone else is a caterpillar. They're all stuck behind him. He's an evolved player,
never gonna work.
He can't get it when there's 2 pushing him like that. He does fall, but the Chiefs are in front. 40 points and climbing here to the 9 of Divine Mind. Rated 10-4 with 3 assists. He's doing what he can. The rest of the team need to come up and join him. Madsy, though, shutting down Flex. Raider picks up another kill here before being smacked by Madsy once again. 3 players down from Divine Mind. Halfway to victory here in what is the final, potentially the final round here of this oddball.
Yeah, God, they're just being absolute pains in the asses to Divine Mind right now, the Chiefs. Just getting ultra aggressive and not enabling them to put in any kind of formal push. Beaston, though, starting to move in on Barcode. Barcode and Beaston 1-1 beats him and beats him down with the ball. He should not have lost that, Beaston, but Barcode's just hot and on another level.
I cannot believe what we're seeing here. This dominating performance from the Chiefs after Divine Mind have done so well to bring it this far. 2 players each up for both sides on the map. New camos up. Beaston should have got that. So Beaston might have got away with that new camo. We'll have to keep an eye out just in case. Flex Rain's pushing in. He's going to be dropped. Barcode is going to be the one to pick that one up because of course it's going to be. He does get smacked though by Beaston. Pip here from the Chiefs getting some shots out. Beaston's going to be challenging him. The nades do come out. The ball has made its way into the hands of Divine Minds. They're only in the low teens trying to pick it up, but Rated able to get away with his life. Flex on that ledge, and Beaston, he does have that camo. It finally goes out, but he's got the Mangler. Picks up one. The Repulsor coming out from
getaway.
Look at that movement. He's taken lessons from Barcode, but Beaston's still alive, and he picked up another kill. 3 players down for Chiefs. Divine Mind do look like they're in control, at least for now.
Divine Mind starting to show us something. They have gone 2 down. Madsy's just been going on a tear lately as well. Unfortunately, he's dropped. Madsy now has this set up in gold. They're going to be all around him. 4 players up for Chiefs. Madsy holding the ball here. They only have about 20 seconds left. And Barcode, shocker, he's got the shock rifle as well. Putting in heaps of damage here right now. Oh, not going to pull it out and get the double. Unfortunately, can't do it. Berserk pushes through. Strong effort from him. He had to do something to break this setup, Josh, but only 5 seconds to go for Chiefs.
They need to do something right now. 7 seconds left for the Chiefs to finish this out. But you've got Slays. He picks up 3. He's got the support here of Pips. Pips should get the final points here. 3 down from Divine Minds. 3, 2, 1. It is going to be the Chiefs Esports Club wrapping up the oddball right here. 2-0. They take the series 4-0. They're going to take the entire tournament. The champions here, the legends. It's going to be the Chiefs, and they take the lion's share of that $50,000 prize pool.
Congratulations to the Chiefs, the ANZ Super Champions. And Josh, not just that, they get their ticket to Kansas City as well.
Indeed. They're hard to come by at the moment. If you haven't noticed, there's some crazy stuff going on in the world. They get the tickets over to Kansas. They are the champions. And look, it's about what we expected. But before we keep celebrating the Chiefs, what a performance from Divine Mind. I had him written off.
I mean, you said at one point, right, it's the story about who gets second. And I think Divine Mind really showed up in that series. That last game, not super close, but everything else, they were right in it the whole way through. If we can potentially, if the guys in the booth can maybe head us back to the kills and deaths in that game, if we can get a chance just to have a look at them. But we do have 26 kills, 17 deaths from Pips. He stood up in that last game more than anyone.
Indeed, he did. Pips on the opposing side for Divine Mind. You did see Rated, though.
Yeah.
I called it out at the beginning of the series. I really feel like that Rated's been an underrated player for the squad.
You just love saying that.
I do, but I seriously mean it. Like, we always call out other players, but he's been fantastic. And you'll see that as we go through some of the highlights, which, to be fair, for the most part, is just yet another highlight reel here for the Chiefs.
Yeah, absolutely. This is that overkill that we paid, and it kills me that those trades don't count as the 4th kill, but that's an overkill any day of the week. And look, there was a final push there from Divine Mind where they had something going, but the Chiefs just switch it on, and the aggression comes out of nowhere, and they just monster people. Barcode gone for that insane double potentially at the end with the shock rifle, but Luke, I'm sure you and the boys were watching down in the green room during that, and it seemed like it was going to be close, but the Chiefs, they just find a way to win.
Yeah, it certainly did seem like Divine Mind might have been able to push the Chiefs up against the wall, but unfortunately this time around, once again, it will be the Chiefs, the grand champions of the ANZ region, completely untouched through the entirety of the ANZ HCS Super, not dropping a single map, ladies and gentlemen. Every single time these guys stepped into the server, they did not miss a beat, and they will be our undefeated champions for ANZ, and punching themselves in towards the HCS Kansas Major and getting themselves 20,000 USD as well to top it all off, lads.
I mean, that was just insanity. And Chiefs, that was just straight up cyberbullying, right? It was four massive digital wedgies for Divine Mind in that series. They just turned it up. And, I was a little bit nervous because it's like Chiefs have just been so dominant, and sometimes you can falter right at the end. But nah, they super consistent, stayed composed, and they closed it out. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, 4 for 4 for the Chiefs, and it just seemed so clinical for them, right? Definitely something that we're used to seeing them. But even in those moments, even in those slight moments where Divine Mind were sort of pushing them against the wall, Chiefs always managed to come back 10 times harder, and that's something that they're so famous for down in this region. Every time you push them a little bit, they give it back to you 10 times harder.
And I think we saw that in the strongholds as well, and one man that stepped up in that first match specifically is Barcode. So let's bring the king here in towards the studio. Barcode, smiling assassin. What a good tournament from you guys this long. It has been a decent amount of time since we've been able to actually talk to you, Barcode, but I mean, what can we really say about the Chiefs? You guys are so dominant across our region, and even in this Super, you guys not dropping a single map. What was it like, you guys being in the house? Do you really felt like that leveled you guys up here for the Super this weekend?
Oh, for sure, dude. The land buff is actually real, dude. Seeing my teammates just like right next to me, the little fist bumps and all that sort of stuff. The atmosphere's been crazy. Seeing all the boys, definitely has helped, I feel. Maybe online we maybe would have, well, this was online. We maybe would have dropped a map or so, but,
Okay. Well, listen, Barcode, we've known you since you're a young little tadpole. You've evolved into a toad, and how does it feel? You go from being a young gun on the
same reaction, mate. What is that?
Toads. You guys got to read the chat. The memes in the chat, all right? Toads out for Barcode.
Yeah.
Come on, boys, keep up. Get in with the
Justin,
community. But how does it feel? You go from a young man that was kind of bouncing around, doing okay on land, but now you're on top of the world, mate. I think maybe you've earned yourself a little drawing, so maybe I owe you a present, long time coming.
Definitely a drawing. You do owe me one, I believe. But nah, seriously, it's been such a journey to get to this point. Like, it's been pretty much non-stop grinding, dude. Like, I've put in so much effort into this, and I'm really happy it's paying off, and I have the right guys to surround me and actually, lift me up, actually motivate me to even get better.
Barcode, you've taken this series quite convincingly. Now you and the boys have sealed the deal. You've punched yourselves a ticket to KC. From this point on, what's the plan, and how are you feeling now that you go back to NA and you take on some real titans of the globe?
Dude, it's always awesome, like, just getting ready to go over there. It's always such a blast at the end of it. Dude, I cannot talk. I'm still in shock that we just won 50,000. But anyway, it's honestly just awesome going over there, and I'm so stoked to even like hopefully get some earlier practice as well, and just try our best as always. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously going to be one of the people who's super excited to see what you guys can do in North America. And obviously, Barco, before we let you enjoy with the boys, especially in the Chiefs house right now, this insane victory, is there anything you want to say to the fans out there, everybody at home, or even just, I don't know, just any shout outs or anything you want to say?
Seriously, like, I've been seeing all the love and support for the Chiefs, the boys, you know, it's all seen, guys, and I'm sure every single one of us appreciate it. Like, that also fuels us, like, just to be even better, you know, like, we have these expectations for, like, the people that are watching and all that sort of stuff, and for our region, and we're very happy and delighted to, you know, fulfill them. Also, big shout out to Chiefs, obviously. We're chilling at the crib, dude. This house is amazing. It is sick. I cannot wait for everyone else to get a sneak peek into it. And most importantly, even Bliss, Team Bliss, they supported us with the actual, like, the PCs, the monitors, like the gear that actually allowed us to compete at the house. So seriously, shout out to them.
Yeah, it seems like it was a group effort for you guys to get in towards that house, and I think it certainly has leveled you guys up here in ANZ. So, Barcode, once again, congratulations on the huge dub. Congrats on the sick trophy. Congrats on the 20,000 USD. Congrats on the tickets to KC as well.
Thank you.
I mean, man, there's nothing else we can give you guys. Pure dominance here. Maybe I'll get you, like, the shirt off my back or something else, because you guys have earned absolutely everything here, Barco. So, congratulations once again to you and the team, and I'm sure you guys are going to smash it at KC as well.
Thank you, guys, and awesome casting as always.
There he is.
Look at him. Just waiting for him. But seriously, good work on the casting, boys. Couldn't have done it without you.
Thanks, Barcode, mate. Enjoy the spoils.
Of course. We will. We definitely will.
All right, it is always good to hear from our champions there, boys. And I think the best thing for me is I've covered a whole boatload of championships, and I think Barcode is by and far the most humble, the most appreciative player that I've ever seen in any esport. And the way that he has been so dominant across everybody else, and he still is so grounded and talks about his teammates more than he talks about himself, is just insane.
He's just a wholesome young man, isn't he? Really, it makes you feel good that someone like that is on top of the region and slaying out and winning competitions. It just couldn't happen to a nicer young man.
I know, those guys have been insane across Halo Infinite. 114 map wins to 5 map losses so far here for the Chiefs. So let's go and see what the prize cut has been for our teams over the ANZ HCS Super. It is just going to be the bracket first. I've gotten a little bit too far ahead of myself here, lads, because I just want to start talking about the wonderful stuff that we're giving away to these guys. But this is a recap for our weekend. This championship bracket has been giving us a whole lot of twists and turns. But at the end of the day here, Bluey, Chiefs and Divine Mind going to that grand final, we wouldn't have had it any other way.
Yeah, it's what we kind of all expected coming into this, right? And they certainly gave us a show from both ends. All of their bracket runs throughout were fantastic. Divine Mind was pushed to the brink so many times, but still managed to claw their way back up, get that rematch that they've been longing for with the Chiefs, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough for them. The Chiefs come out so dominant in the end, and, you know, that's all she wrote.
And that's all she wrote, and this is how it does break down. Divine Mind will take away 11,000 USD, and the Chiefs are taking home 20,000 USD. That is $5,000 per player for those boys up there in the Chiefs, and I know they're going to be super excited to be able to put that towards whatever they want to here in Halo Infinite. And it has been a long weekend for us here, and I'm so glad that the Chiefs were able to enjoy the spoils of victory here as well, ladies and gentlemen. And I think it is just a wonderful time for us to be here in the studio, and I'm just so excited that we're able to give you guys so much more here for this entire weekend. I know all of us here on the desk had such a fun time to show you guys all the sick Halo Infinite. And I guess we'll leave it here with Justin. You got any final thoughts before we head home for tonight?
I'm sad. I don't want to leave the boys.
He's sad.
Come
Everybody
on.
bring it into
When's
Justin.
Next time?
Maybe
Book us
next
in.
time. we get ourselves some players in the studio as well, we can have a full LAN for everybody here in ANZ, and we can bring you guys all the wonderful enjoyment that we've had here in the studio. I'm just so glad that I've been able to be a part of a sick crew here to jump into Halo Infinite for you guys as well. The ANZ HCS Super. As I've been saying for the entirety of the weekend, we are the greatest region in the universe here in ANZ, and I'm so glad that you guys have been here for the ride with us as well. And one more time, I'd like to say congratulations to the Chiefs punching their ticket to Kansas City, and they're going to be representing our region over in the major. And I would like to say for the final time tonight, I've been Fluke. Stay safe, and as always, see you guys for the next one.